My name is Amanda Tu. I am a fourth-year undergrad at Stanford studying product design. This past summer, I was working through Stanford Seed at KM Best Medical Works, which is a durable medical equipment company in Madurai, India. They manufacture a lot of equipment that you'd associate with being in hospitals. Hospital beds and wheelchairs and tables and gurneys and other things that are important to the hospital experience. The main project I was working on with KM Best was designing an affordable modular home care bed. In India, for example, it is a cultural norm that when your parents get old, you won't likely ship them off to a nursing home or have them in a facility. You'll take care of them at home. There's a big opportunity, for example, for hospital beds being brought into a home environment for ease of taking care of elderly people and patients who are recovering at home. And I was working with KM Best on a design project to understand what that exactly might look like from a product perspective and also a business perspective. There are so many opportunities to pursue during summers as a Stanford student. It can be very overwhelming. I think I've always been the kind of person who has been a little bit uncertain about what I wanted to pursue. And I think that what was really unique about Seed and what ultimately made me choose Seed is the opportunity to work in a general field, but in a completely different context. And I think that is what I thought was going to be so valuable. The opportunity to take something that's a little bit familiar and work on that kind of project in a completely new environment is so educational, and those are skills that are going to last for a lifetime as I come back to the States and pursue opportunities a little closer to home. It was a really fantastic experience for me in learning that, there's not one way to get work done. There's not one way to act in the office. There's not one way to be productive and work as a team. It really just depends the working styles that your team members are comfortable with. And that was such a great experience for me this summer, working in an entirely different style and learning to be a little bit more flexible in how I approach these things. The biggest impact that I had with KM Best was bringing an overall philosophy that about design and engineering that was a little bit different than what they had done in the past. I think the small way that I hope I contributed this summer is in bringing just a different approach to design. It was so gratifying to come in and propose a few ideas like, hey, what if we went out and had some interviews with the customers to figure out what they want in this kind of home care bed, and everyone was like, yes, this is amazing, like tell me more. I'd love to learn more about how you do design interviews and really establish empathy with users. So that was really gratifying, that the learning was very much a two-way street. The very last day I was in the office, we had the physical prototype. The CEO was like, all right, let's test this out. Let's see what else we want to change for the next iteration. And then it was like me and 15 middle-aged Indian engineer men, all standing around this bed, all taking turns, getting in it, lying down, reclining, seeing if it was smooth and comfortable, if it could bear weight correctly. And there was just such joy and fun. And then at the end of that experience, my direct superior and also the CEO were gracious enough to present me with a certificate of completion of this internship project, which I still have hanging on my wall in my dorm today. There is a warmth to Indian culture that I found incredibly welcoming and found myself missing a lot actually in the US. I was spending my entire time in India essentially strangers, the people I worked with and the friends I met around the city. But the whole time, I think I was welcomed in things that I was so worried were going to be a massive imposition, like, could you show me around this hospital? Or could you sit down with me for a quick interview? Things I was very worried to even ask about. People were so willing to offer without my even asking. And I think that was incredibly wonderful in a new place where I didn't know people, having that support. I really did feel like I was supported and cared for by the people in my company and the people in the community broadly. But what I'm really grateful for with the Stanford Seed program is that I know I've been equipped with skills that will serve me no matter what career I do at any time in my life. The capacity to be flexible, the capacity to work with and influence and learn from people who are different than you, the capacity to travel and be comfortable conducting business in new contexts. Those are just invaluable skills that are infinitely transferable to really any field at any time.